Alright guys, so I'm starting this video in the gym. I low-key kind of forgot to film anything in the car until I got in here, so we're just gonna, I guess, make do with what we got in the gym. Like empty. I think there's like 2 people in here, so that's been my problem, is that the gyms are just packed whenever I'm coming. So it's getting winter, so a lot of people are out later than they usually are, so you know, yeah, I guess it is what it is. But yeah, so hopefully today it's like, yeah, it's 10:30 right now, so should hopefully be able to get some content out for you guys. You know, it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks at this point, I think. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get this out to you guys. But yeah, you know, update on the bench, I guess. Hit 195 with a buddy, so you know that's kind of still my current PR. Little 200, I tried to hit it, nailed it. So you know we're right at that point though, to where we're getting close to 200 here. So I'm gonna be lifting with him again on Friday here. So we'll see if that ends up turning into a video or not. Kind of depends on, I guess, what time we go. But you know, yeah. So I'm gonna be benching again. So probably gonna hit chest tomorrow. Kind of what I'm thinking tonight's gonna be a arms day for sure. So probably gonna figure something out as well while I'm doing it. Don't really have any ideas yet what I'm gonna do with it as well, but you know, we'll figure it out. And I think I figured out why the videos here are like not taking up the full screen. So I'm editing it through CapCut on my phone. So I'm gonna try to do it through like my computer now. So I'm just gonna send the video over and see if that fixes that, because I don't really know how to fix that. My buddy at Joe Gatiern, I think, I don't know, was lifting up at him or whatever, but he's doing videos and stuff like that, and he helped me out. He sent me, or told me, that, you know, he's just doing his editing through his computer, but he's filming with his phone like I am. So hopefully that'll fix that, because you know, if it's terrible quality, like, I want to fix that. I don't want it to be terrible the whole time. So hopefully that'll kind of fix that and stuff like that. So yeah. Alright guys, so I've decided that probably just gonna do arms today. Had a long day. I drove for like 5 hours, then got back to Fargo here, then went right to class, and then right from class to work, so I barely eat anything. I did Chipotle well before this, so that's kind of what I'm going off of right now. I got a Rice Krispie bar or two I put in my bag just for if I get hungry while I'm here right now, but I think I'm probably just gonna do arms today because I'm feeling pretty just weak in general. So, I'll probably do, probably just focus forearms, bicep, tricep here. Kind of be my main groups that I'm gonna hit today. So, gonna be doing that, and then I'm thinking tomorrow's gonna be chest and back here. Gonna do some benching. And then probably this Wednesday, gonna be doing legs Wednesday. Take a rest day Thursday, which is perfect because I work 1 to 8 Wednesday, and then I gotta drive like 3 hours after work, and that I get done. Well, we close at 8. I don't know when I'll leave. Probably 8:30ish, maybe 9, and then lift Friday. So yeah, that's probably what we'll do. But I think I had a protein bar for breakfast and a meatball sub for lunch, and a Chipotle bowl, and I've been up since like 7. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling it, but getting a good pump in. So that's always a positive. I'm gonna try to hopefully get this edited a bit tonight if I can figure out how to get the video from my phone to my computer. We'll see how that goes, but I'll hopefully at least get a start on it tonight. I don't have class tomorrow. Hopefully finish it tomorrow and post it tomorrow. That's the goal. I legit just got to do some schoolwork tomorrow and then work out. That's like the only 2 things I got going on tomorrow. So we will see kind of where we're at. And I don't know if I previously mentioned it or not, but I am cutting. I know it's probably something weird, but I like being lean. I know I could definitely bulk and it'd be good, but I like being lean. So, I'm at about, last time I weighed myself, I'll weigh myself tonight, give an update, but last time I weighed myself, I was 177.4, and that's good, because I was like about 185, 87, kind of right around hanging out in that range when I got to school. So hopefully down kind of around at least, 8 or 9 pounds. Maybe more, maybe a little bit less, kind of just like right in that region. I've been pretty consistently below 180 for like past like 2 weeks here. So doing that, doing my cardio and stuff like that after the lifts and stuff like that. So it's going pretty well. But yeah, whole reason I got into the gym was from that like Ziz We Go Gym, like gym talk stuff back in like 2020. So, that kind of lean is law, like the David Lade, the John Skywalker, like all that stuff, like huge for me. So yeah, kind of just go with that lean is law thing. When I started working out, I was like, I think like 115 or something. That was probably get close to 4 years there. My first gym picture I took in the mirror was like after 2 months of working out, and that would be like in December. So I'll probably make a video on like my transformation, I guess, so to speak, of just like over the 4 years of just like me just getting heavier or looking better, but yeah, probably do an in-body here maybe this week, maybe tomorrow. Might do that tomorrow, and then do that. Hopefully the muscles gone up, body fat's gone down, fat overall's gone down, but we'll see how it is. I had a definitely unhealthy weekend this weekend. I was with the girlfriend all weekend, so eating out, sugar, but okay. I've been pretty strict with it since I've been at school. So yeah, but we'll probably do some more, probably a couple more bicep workouts. I got to start my forearm ones. I do like 2 forearm workouts, and then got to do some more tricep stuff. But yeah, no, it's kind of a goal of mine is to like really kind of define my biceps here. Like obviously, like we got something. Just want to like kind of like actually lean out, you know, where you're able to see a lot more of the actual like muscle and kind of like stuff like that, like kind of like that lean kind of thing. Best kind of perfect world around 7 to 8%. I'd love that. Love to do that. So that's not something that's gonna be super hard for me as long as I just kind of maintain what I'm doing right now. I'm eating about 2,600 calories, and I'm not having any problems with that. I think my maintenance is about 3,000, so it's just like a little bit under. I'm not having any problems with it. Obviously, still doing just fine. Haven't had any problems, so we're gonna kind of keep up on that train. But yeah. So I just finished up at the gym here, showered. Now I'm just heading back to my dorm room here. But weighed myself. I'm 180.4. So a little bit heavier than I'd like, but to be expected. Like I said, I had a fun weekend with my girlfriend, so went out to eat at a couple places, you know. And so, yeah, you know, lift, I think lift went pretty well in my opinion, you know. It was nice to get back in there. I hadn't lifted in 4 days. It's kind of where we were at, so it felt good to be back in there. But, you know, life just gets busy. So I try to do my best, but, you know, stuff happens. Can't always get in there. But, yeah, so, you know, overall, I'd say lift was, yeah, like I was saying, pretty well. You know, I did my 15 minutes of cardio here, so I got that done. And, yeah, I usually just end up doing treadmill at about a 3 speed. And I do that at an incline of like 10, I think is what it is. Do it for 15 minutes, usually about 3/4 of a mile, so right around that like 0.75, maybe 0.7, kind of depends. But yeah, usually right around there. You know, I usually burn around 200 calories, you know, and I'll go longer on that if I, you know, get like runner's high or something, or if I'm like, you know, if I ate a lot of food that day, like over kind of what I want for my calorie base. I'll like maybe like I'll run or something instead, or maybe I'll do like a warm-up of just that incline walk, and then, you know, go for a run or something just to kind of burn those calories and kind of, you know, get that covered. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna go, I guess, get started on this. But yeah, if you guys suppose like the video, you know, drop a like, subscribe, you know, put a link to my platforms here. But yeah, you know, I'd be posting pretty consistently on TikTok, Instagram, you know, trying to get a following there. My TikTok's a lot better, and I'm way more active on TikTok than I am on Instagram, I'll be honest, but it's just because it's like the photo slideshows. You know, those are hard to do on Instagram because Instagram makes them a post and not a reel. So, you know, and TikTok doesn't do that, so, you know, it's a bit different than just like your average, you know, Instagram reel. And I mean, just like a post just doesn't get as much traction as a reel does. So, you know, I'm definitely gonna be more active on there, on TikTok, than I am on Instagram, and, you know, probably not gonna be as active on like YouTube Shorts. You know, those have been doing pretty well. But yeah, like I said, alright, you guys have a great one, right?